Good morning, dear students. Today we will continue with our chapter, The Five Orange Pips, in which we find out that John Openshaw, a young boy, came to Sherlock Holmes to take his very mysterious case. Okay, he wanted the Sherlock Holmes to solve that case for him. He gave the details that he lived with his father. Okay, then his uncle, who was retired from American army. Okay, he just came back England, settled there, and John Openshaw, also started living with him. One day he received one letter in which five orange pips were there. Okay, the uncle changed from that day. He just signed his will and gave each and everything that he possessed to his um, brother, means to John Openshaw's father. Okay, so I signed the paper as directed. My uncle changed from that day, drank more, carried revolver, and kept him locked for most of the time. To cut my story short, there came a night when he went out and never came back. We found him lying face downwards in a pool near the foot of the garden. There was no mark of violence on him. The water in the pool was only 2 feet. The police gave a verdict of suicide. My father became the owner of the estate and £14,000, which was in his name, in the bank. So after signing his will, his behavior changed totally. He started drinking more. He kept the revolver with him, and one day he went and never came back, and his body was found in the pool. And the strange thing was that the pool was only 2 feet deep. Okay, and there was no sign that there was any kind of violence with him. Okay, and what police said, that it was a case of suicide. Okay, it was very strange because the water was only 2 feet, and it's very difficult for an adult to just take his life in 2 feet of water. Okay, so his father became the owner of the estate as per the bill, and £14,000 also were there in the bank on the name of his uncle, that also became his father's. Holmes interrupted the young man to know some specific dates. So Holmes interrupted the young man, John Openshaw, to know some specific dates with that, when his uncle died, whenever, or each and everything. Okay, the letter arrived on March 10, 1883. My uncle died 7 weeks later on the night of May 2nd, answered young man. So letter was arrived at 10 March. He died May 2nd, 7 weeks after receiving the letter. Okay, my father came to live at Horsham, and nothing happened till January 1885. Then we were having breakfast together. One day, when my father gave a sharp cry, he had opened an envelope in one hand and 5 dried orange pips in the other. KKK was there written inside the envelope. Put the paper on sundial was also written above the initials. Okay, so his father came, started living with him, and till January 1885 everything was good. One day he received a letter. His father gave a sharp cry. Okay, envelope was there, 5 dried orange pips were there. Okay, so what was written on the paper? KKK, and the note that put the papers in the sundial. Okay, maybe they were asking about some papers that were there with his uncle to put them on the sundial. I read the postmark of Dundee. I told my father that the paper must be the one my uncle destroyed. We had found nothing in the attic, but we searched it after his death. My father laughed and thought it was a joke and stopped me from going to the police. Okay, so he came to know John Openshaw, maybe the person is asking about the papers that his uncle burnt. Okay, so they went attic, searched everything, nothing was there, and what his father said, that it is a kind of joke, nothing will happen, and he stopped John Openshaw